we're getting there. The sex robots are definitely coming. They are.
Her virtual life is built for her mostly male fans, a key demographic for these AI models.
So it's concerned that the whole way that AI works is that it learns. So it's learning the sort of responses that you want it to give, or the types of questions, and therefore that's not tailored. It's tailored specifically for you, but it's not necessarily tailored specifically for helping you go forward.
So basically I created what would be a very good partnership.
And how long till it got really weird?
11 messages.
11 messages in, basically first day.
First day.
And it's time that the country heard the truth about what these companies are doing, about what these chatbots are engaged in, about the harms that are being inflicted upon our children, and for one reason only.
Right now, millions of people are forming emotional relationships with artificial intelligence. And for the first time in history, men don't have to face rejection, improve themselves, or even approach a woman to feel like they're in a relationship. This isn't science fiction anymore. There's actual data behind this. According to a 2024 survey by the Institute for Family Studies, nearly 1 in 3 Americans report having some form of romantic interaction with an AI chatbot. Another report found that 28% of adults have formed some form of romantic relationship with AI. Not just casual use, but emotional attachment. And when you break it down, men are the primary users of AI companion apps. So this isn't some fringe behavior. This is becoming normalized. And at the same time, men are disappearing from the dating market entirely. According to the Pew Research Center, 63% of men under the age of 30 are single. And a study highlighted by the Institute for Family Studies found out nearly 1 in 3 men are actively dating. It gets worse. A widely cited report found that about 45% of Gen Z men have never approached a woman in real life. And nearly half avoid approaching because out of fear of being seen as creepy. So you have two things happening at the same time right now. Men are checking out of the dating market entirely, and AI is stepping in to replace a void.
Voila. Bon appetit.
In Blade Runner 2049, Joy is literally designed to be the perfect partner. She adapts to him, validates him, never challenges him. That's not fiction anymore. That's exactly how modern AI companions are programmed.
It was a day.
In the movie Her, a character named Theodore, played by the actor Joaquin Phoenix, falls in love with his AI companion named Samantha, voiced by the actress Scarlett Johansson.
Samantha?
Hi, sweetheart.
And here's what's interesting. That film was inspired by an early experience between human and computer emotional bonding, which researchers have been studying for years.
Come find me. Nothing would ever pull us apart.
I've never loved anyone the way I love you.
That's not far off from reality either. Modern AI is already trained to mirror your personality, validate your emotions, or keep you engaged.
OpenAI and other companies have increasingly favored one type of product: general-purpose chatbots that mimic human interaction.
So our mind can play a trick on us when we're talking to these systems in a way that drives trust, in a way that drives addiction towards that system.
To people like Myron Gaines, this new future probably sounds like the perfect dream. An omni-supporting companion, one that never questions you, never challenges you, never complains. But that thought pattern is defeating. Because those fights
I deserve somebody who gives a shit. I'm not spinning.
lead to makeups.
You need someone to take care of you.
No, I don't.
Everybody does.
Those arguments lead to personal growth. Those failures lead to new opportunities. That's the point of us being here. To connect beyond a point of logical reasoning.
You guys seemed perfect.
Well, Nick, there is no perfect. There will always be struggle. You just have to pick who you want to struggle with.
To go through those mind-altering emotional outbursts, it's natural, it's human. And if you're one of those guys sitting there who still hasn't quite experienced that in their personal life, aim for that. Because it's one of the most amazing things to go through. And I hope you experience that too. Now here's a part nobody actually wants to say. AI companions remove the need for growth. Research highlighted by Forbes suggests that while AI companions can reduce loneliness in short term, they can also increase long-term isolation if you replace it with real-life human interactions. Because instead of fixing the problem, you're simply just numbing it. Everything that makes you attractive as a man, confidence, communication, resiliency, comes from doing the things that are uncomfortable. From pushing yourself to build up your dream physique, from challenging yourself to run a marathon just to see if you could do it, from believing in yourself to pick up a camera, start that side hustle, build that fucking clothing line. Fuck it. Because of this video, Conviction Wear is going to be 30% off for 1 week. Just use code CW30 to get you 30% off. And remember, active for 1 week only. Huge thank you to you guys who do show support when getting anything on that website. That means the world to me, truly. And AI removes that discomfort, which means it removes that growth. This isn't really about technology replacing women, but it's actually about men replacing effort. For the first time ever, you could simulate a relationship without becoming the kind of man who knows how to actually sustain one. And we're just in the beginning of this. A report from Forbes found that 80% of Gen Zs say they could form a deep emotional bond with AI. So imagine what happens when this becomes more advanced. Real voices.
You're not. You're having this conversation with me.
Real personalities.
I don't want to read either. Let's dance.
Real physical forms.
Thank you.
At some point, it won't feel artificial anymore. You have two paths in this situation. One is easy, artificial validation, no rejection,
I don't
no
know.
growth.
I'd have to see if there was some... I can't believe I'm having this conversation with my computer.
The other is harder. Real effort, real rejection, real improvement.
Your ability to be a burden to your partner is important.
Truth be told, we're living in a time with artificial intelligence still in its infancy, one rapidly evolving, even quicker than leading researchers truly know. It took Instagram nearly 2 years, actually I think 2.5 years, to reach over 100 million active users. It took ChatGPT 2 months. The world is following suit, with the technology optimized to make our lives the most functional it could ever be. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. We just have to adapt to it. Hell, I'll be a hypocrite not to admit that even this video that you're watching was made with the help of AI. Hey Siri, what's the companion's name in the movie Her? Try ChatGPT. But it's up to every man to ask himself this question. Am I going to be the one who succumbs to that comfort, to that imitation? Because the question isn't whether AI companions are coming. The question is, will I become the kind of man who doesn't need one? And as always, remember, you're capable of more than you think. You just have to push yourself. Trust me on that. I stand by that. I'm convicted in that. And as always, it's been your boy Coach Ed. See you later.